Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be processing 4 buckets worth of concentrates from the KGP GRAND PLACER claim up in north of Granby, Colorado. I ran these 4 buckets during the KGP GRAND PLACER event on Labor Day weekend 2025. I only had enough time to run 4 buckets through my fluid bed sluice because I was pretty busy talking to everyone and kind of organizing the entire event. But at least I got some material, and what I want to do is use this video as a way to gauge how much gold is actually there. There was a huge group of people there. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it right there. You can see the entire event. But there was a lot of people there basically sample panning the entire claim. I picked a pretty decent spot. I dug 4 buckets, ran it through my fluid bed sluice. I have the concentrates over there. Let's process it and see what kind of gold we get. Okay, here it is, 4 buckets worth of material concentrated down through my fluid bed sluice box from the KGP Placer claim in Grand County, Colorado. Let's take a look at it in a pan. Nice. I do have some gold in here that I grabbed as I saw it when I was doing test pans, so we'll add that to the final amount at the end of the video. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and run this through a classifier, probably a 1/4 inch first. There's not going to be much plus 1/4 inch material because before I run it through my sluice, I use a 1/4 inch classifier. All this stuff is just stuff that slipped through the cracks, basically. All right, and we'll run the rest through kitchen strainer. Okay, here's a Mickey Mouse of our plus and minus 1/8 inch and our minus kitchen strainer. Now this material from my claim is full of black sand. So of course we're going to use the electromagnetic dry separator to process this. Alright, so these pans weigh 3 ounces, which means we have about 1 pound of black sand. So as you can see, there's a ton of black sand up there on my claim. I am very fortunate to have that electromagnetic black sand separator because this would be a big problem without it. Okay, the plus and minus 1/8 inch, we're going to pan that stuff by hand. And all the minus kitchen strainer, there's quite a bit here, so I'm just going to run it through my cleanup sluice. Okay, I'm just going to run this through and condense this entire pan down to just one small pan. This cleanup sluice is a big time saver. If you guys want to see how I put this thing together, I'll put a link to it up here and in the description. I'm not sure if that video is on this channel or my other channel, so I'll just link it so it's easy for you to find. Okay, so as you can see, only a small pan of concentrates remain. I'm still gonna pan it 1 spoonful at a time. So let's bring over Crusty Rusty. I'll add water and a bit of jet dry to break the surface tension of the water so any of that really fine flour gold can't float away. I'm gonna start with the plus 1/8 inch because I'm pretty sure we're not gonna find any nuggets. Now everybody did not report back yet after cleaning their concentrates, but as far as I know, nobody found any nuggets at the claim, so I'm not expecting to find any here. Now if I do find a gold nugget in here, I won't include that in the calculus when I'm determining the amount of gold on my claim. The reason being is, if we do find a nugget, it's likely a one-off thing or an oddity. I'm not expecting to find any gold nuggets. It would be awesome, but if we do, I will not include that in the math. Also, this material was sampled from an area that had a very average amount of gold. There was about 4 colors per shovel. Some people were finding 1 color per shovel or 0 colors per shovel. Some people were finding 9 or 10 colors per shovel. So this is about 4 colors per shovel, so it's a very average amount for this claim. Next we have the -1/8 inch. Now if I find gold in this size, I will add it because I did hear some people found some nicer size gold. Okay, no pickers. I want to see if this stuff is magnetic. You can see that black sand there? Yeah, it is magnetic. The electromagnetic dry separator gets about a 95% or higher magnetic recovery rate. All right, I wasn't really expecting to find gold in those other two sizes, but here I am. So we'll do 1 spoonful and we'll see what kind of gold we get. I'm gonna make a guess here. If I was finding about 4 colors per shovel and there's 4 buckets, so I would say, what is that? 6 times 4, 24 times 4, maybe 100 colors or so. Now when I was sample panning, it could have been a lucky shovel full that got 4 colors and the other ones have absolutely nothing. All right, nothing in that first spoonful. Let's do about this much. All right, I see a little bit of gold here in the corner. I'm not gonna grab it yet. All right, now I'm starting to see some flour gold. Right there's a piece. Actually, that's a flake, ain't it? All right, there's the first flake. I'll grab that with the snuffer. I've noticed that up on my claim, a lot of the gold is kind of rusty colored like that. Okay, this is the remainder of it. This is everything here. We're not looking too good. Maybe it was just a really lucky test pan, or all the gold is in this last pan. We're gonna find out in a minute here. I'm just gonna pan it back. Let's see what we got. There's lots of garnets in it, but they're not worth anything. And some flour gold. I mean, there's definitely gold here. All right, now that ain't bad. It's a lot of flour gold in there. Let's see if I could tap it up. I'm gonna go ahead and pan all this back again because I know I missed a little bit. I'm trying to get a very accurate recovery so I can get the most accurate numbers possible on this claim. All right, there's the gold. I have it separated. I'm gonna try to count and see how many colors there actually are. I guessed about 100. It looks to be about 100 colors. And then we can kind of determine how much gold is on my entire claim. Looks pretty good. That's better than average than all the other places I've ever prospected. Okay, I've got the gold dried out. Now I just need to weigh it. So I just take a piece of paper. And now I just weigh it up.
All right, guys, so we got 0.007 grams out of 4 buckets. I let AI do some math, and here's what we got. Per 5-gallon bucket, we got 0.00175 grams of gold. It takes about 5 minutes to run 1 bucket, and the value of that gold is about 19 cents. Now for 10 buckets, on average, we'll get 0.0175 grams of gold. That would take us 50 minutes, and we would only make $1.94. Per yard, 0.07 grams, 3 hours and 37 minutes, $7.83. 50 buckets is a little over a yard. We would make $9.69. If we did 100 buckets, we'd get 0.175 grams of gold. It would take 500 minutes or 8.5 hours to make $20. Now, if we ran 1,000 buckets, we'd get about 1.75 grams. It would take 83 hours or 3.5 days for under $200. Now here's where it gets interesting. If we took 1 foot of material deep and ran an entire acre of it, we would get 114 grams. It would take 226 days at 5 minutes per bucket, and we would get $12,624. And if we ran the entire claim at 1 foot depth, we would get 1,482 grams of gold, or 47.6 ounces. It would take us 8 years of digging 5-gallon buckets, and we would get $164,258. So obviously running it bucket by bucket is not the way
to make a profit on this type of claim. This claim has a lower than average amount of gold. Most other claims have up to, a full ounce per yard, whereas ours only has 0.07 grams of gold per yard. So I thought that math would be interesting to show, and we did sample all around this claim. We did not dig all the way down to bedrock, and everybody knows that's where most of the gold is gonna be. We didn't get there yet. We were doing very sporadic sample pans all over the place in the overburden mostly. But for float gold, this is not bad, but I don't think I want to dig for 8 years straight to make $164,000. But that is interesting to think that there's at least 47 ounces of gold just sitting there in the top 1 foot of material on my claim. Most likely, of course, these numbers aren't exact. There's no way to know for sure unless you actually process it all. That's just an average. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for watching my video. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that actually watched the whole thing, so I really appreciate that. Also, a big thanks to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members on the screen. And if you like this video, you're gonna like the other ones linked here on the screen as well. And thanks for watching.